So the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul exhibition that's in a couple of weeks in Miami, or supposed to be, is in jeopardy of being canceled. And with that being said, Jake Paul is apparently on the lookout for potential opponents. And one of those opponents could be Ryan Garcia. Now, you know how I feel about Ryan Garcia if you're familiar with this channel. I don't rock with a cheating racist piece of trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
But I must admit, a Jake Paul Ryan Garcia press conference would be funny as shit.
Hello guys, this is Rolly Romero.
Yo, my name is Nonito Donaire. What's up guys, Designer's Eyes.
Here with Bob Santos Boxing.
And I rock with Dr. Boxing Talk.
I want to give a quick shout out to Dr. Boxing Talk.
And I want to give a big shout out to Dr. Boxing Talk. Thank you for all the love, thank you for all the support.
You're rocking with Dr. Boxing Talk. Get your daily news from my man right here, the best in the business. Let's get it, baby.
All day, baby.
Amen.
Bam!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you'll say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Talk family? Welcome back to your favorite boxing news channel, Dr. Boxing Talk. BTF rise up, man. Boxing Talk family, we have some stuff to talk about today. Now, of course, we're talking about the topic, which is Gervonta Tank Davis and his legal woes. Now, if you rock with this channel, then you know me. I don't really get into the personal lives or affairs of the boxers, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes with the judicial system. I let that process play out on itself because this is a boxing channel. You see what I'm saying? I don't really get into, you know, Orlando Salido and his drunk driving crash or the Charlos and their situation and stuff like that. I leave that alone, you know what I'm saying? Unless it has some implications on a fight that's coming up. You see what I'm saying? And this time, it actually does, with Gervonta Tank Davis seemingly getting into trouble with a domestic violence case, right? You know, and unfortunately, this is not the first time that it's happened. Now, if you want to agree that the allegations or what he's accused of is true, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to agree or disagree, I really have no input on that. You know what I'm saying? But I will say the pattern, it does seem like he might be in some trouble because this thing has been done before. That doesn't mean that this time it is actually true. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I have to say, I like Gervonta Tank Davis as a fighter, one of my favorite fighters, but, you know, we can't be whooping on women like that, man. That is too, one time is too many, and it's happened habitually. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's a pattern and we need to get it fixed. If it is actually true, we'll see, you know, because it has a lawsuit against him right now. But I say all that to say that it is jeopardizing the fight, right? He might have to get canceled because of the event that either transpired or did not transpire in Tootsie's. And I ain't gonna lie, you know, I'm from Florida. They show a little bit more than them footsies and tootsies. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but so, like, you know, should be a lot of camera footage around. That's what a lot of people are questioning, like, okay, how come I don't see any video footage yet? I mean, you never know what's confiscated or what could be allowed out, you know, to actually resurface or be available to the public. So we'll see how it goes. It doesn't mean that it is or has not happened, but it doesn't look good, I will say that. And, you know, as men, for your listening pleasure, we are now on Spotify under Dr. Boxing Talk. The same thing on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, everything. Dr. Boxing Talk, man. Come rock with us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We shouldn't be beating on women, man. Especially when you are a prominent figure. You know what I'm saying? Just got to be a little bit more careful, man. But like I said, the meat and potatoes of focus is that, you know, this incident could potentially cancel the fight, you know, and this is reported by Chris Mannix on behalf of Sports Illustrated, that he heard that Jake Paul has been looking for other opponents. He's been scouting. Well, he ain't got to scout that hard, right? Because it seems like other boxers have came together and tried to form Voltron to help him beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And those fighters will be Shakur Stevenson, Ray Savage Ford, Montana Love, and Keyshawn Davis. They have a picture together. Check it out.
By your powers combined, I am John Cena!
So, I mean, it should be easy to get a fighter right there in your camp, right? Oh, but we know that they don't have the revenue generation potential like a Gervonta Tank Davis. They don't have the pull like a Gervonta Tank Davis when it comes to popularity. So those wouldn't really be an option. You know what I'm saying? That's no knock on them. It's just a reality, right? But another person who has that social media appeal, not saying that he has the pull in the boxing realm specifically, but as far as being known and having renown outside of boxing, then that's why he's going to Ryan Garcia. You see what I'm saying? And even though he's a cheater and a racist, it doesn't really matter when you're trying to make money, right? Because the only thing that matters is the amount of greenery that's put in your scenery. And it seems like that will be the next best thing for the options that are available, because we know Jake Paul historically went for Canelo Alvarez. That didn't work. Compliments of Turk.
Yeah.
You know, he went after AJ. They had a networking issue, so that stopped that between DAZN and Netflix.
Yeah.
Then his next option was Tank Davis. You see what I'm saying? Despite the ridiculous size disparity, and so he's going for another one that has a similar size disparity, but Ryan Garcia is bigger, right? So it's still closer, but Jake Paul still has a massive, significant size difference in his favor. You know, you can even argue it's exponential. You feel me? So I wouldn't be mad at this fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know me personally, man. I like Tank, but I'm not one of those people that thinks that anybody's infallible. So I did not like this fight. I don't like exhibitions. I like pro boxing. You see what I'm saying? I like to see Jermaine Taylor versus B-Hop. I like to see Beterbiev versus Bivol. I like to see Benavidez versus Yard. I like to see Shakur versus Zapata. I don't really care about exhibitions. Floyd's one of my favorite fighters. He fought a lot of exhibitions. I haven't seen not one of them in its entirety. Not because I don't like Floyd. Obviously, he's my favorite fighter. But just I don't care for exhibitions, you know? It's like celebrity all-star games in basketball. I don't watch those either. Shout out to Kevin Hart. I rock with him as a comedian. I'm not trying to see him hoop. And if I do see him hoop, I'm not going to compare it to what LeBron and Steph Curry and Giannis and Jokic do. That's just stupid. So, you know, I don't, but I say that to say that I don't have a problem with it either. I'm just not into it. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why I was into this one is not because it's Jake versus Tank. It's more so because of the undercard. You see what I'm saying? I was looking forward to Garcia Russell defending his WBA 140-pound title against a Japanese Ghanaian contender in Andy Hiroka. You know, I thought that fight with the American defending his belt for the first time would have been dope. You see what I'm saying? Since beating Rayo Valenzuela, right? And then the next fight that I was excited for was for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? One time for them. And that would have been Alicia, the Baumgartner, going against Leia Badouin. And she's defended her belts, and it would have been a unprecedented fight because it would have been 3-minute rounds. You see what I'm saying? Now, these fights could probably still happen, but we'll see. I would assume that they're going to get postponed as well, assuming that, you know, Jake Paul does get Ryan Garcia or another opponent. He's been scouting other people. It's not just Ryan Garcia either. So we'll see how it goes, man. I just want to report this to y'all. Be honest with you, I'm not really too concerned about it either way. You know, I was looking forward to attending, but like I said, it was more so for the undercards. The fight that I was least looking forward to was actually the main event in Tank versus Jake. But we'll see how it goes, man. At the same time, too, we just got to do better, man. We just got to do better at how we conduct ourselves. You know, we try to control our emotions a little more, especially when the potential damage could be caused to another human being. And not saying that she's right or he's wrong, or he's right and she's wrong, but at the end of the day, we could unequivocally say, categorically say that a man hitting a woman, that's always wrong. You see what I'm saying? It's always wrong. Now, so just try to get yourself out of that situation if you can. And that doesn't mean that I'm giving women the green light to go beat on men. That's not what I'm saying. Don't manipulate my words. What I'm saying is that if you can avoid it, please avoid it and get yourself out of that toxicity. You see what I'm saying? And just try to do better, man, because we got to be an example for each other, and especially the young ones. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Are you excited for Jake versus Ryan if that happens, or would you rather see Jake versus somebody else, or do you not really care? Like I would rather see Jake versus somebody else, and that somebody else could be anybody in the cruiserweight division that's an actual legitimate boxer. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal preference, but I do rock with Jake and what he's doing because he is putting on great undercards. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he has an American Garcia Russell defended his title against the Ghanaian Japanese Andy Hiroka. You see what I'm saying? That's good. So there are some positive aspects of this, you know, and it gives Gervonta Tank Davis the opportunity and Jake to get a large amount of money. That's what we all work for. You know what I'm saying? To get a lucrative, a large lump sum of money to provide for our families. It is a resource. So I'm not mad at the fight. I'm just telling you that my personal preference as a boxing purist, a pugilist enthusiast, I'd like to see actual real fighters fight against each other that are in similar weight divisions. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Hey, show love to each other, man. Yeah.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.